Hi, welcome to the Drone Bible. I'm Peter Russo, your host for this entire book series. And today we're looking at a bookend. And what I mean by that is this is really pushing technology down to the smallest level. And at the other end, you've got the Tomahawks, you've got the Alcoms, Glickums, Slickums, all this different stuff, Prisms, Jasm. They're at the other end. This little guy is down at the very other end of the spectrum. This thing fits in a pouch on his shoulders on a soldier's vest. It's crazy. As you can see, it's really, really small. It doesn't have a warhead. It doesn't have a long range. And it's not high speed either. But what it does do, you can launch it and the unit can see who's upstairs, who's downstairs, who's over here, who's over there. I wished I had one of these things when I was doing that kind of stuff. Even with the Marines, it's a great tool. It's so good now that there are 20 plus NATO militaries using this little drone. It's a success story, no question about it. It's being used in Afghanistan, Ukraine, and other active duty service areas. Sometimes the most consequential drone on the battlefield, the one that's the most important, is the one you can hold in the palm of your hand. So let's get right into it so you can understand what this drone is all about. And I'll see you on the back side of this.
The FLIR Black Hornet 3, also designated the PD-100PRS, is a nano-class unmanned aerial system in the personal reconnaissance system category. Manufactured by Teledyne FLIR Defense, with origins at Prox Dynamics of Norway. The platform is designated a Group 1 UAS by United States military classification, the smallest category in the unmanned hierarchy, defined by a maximum takeoff weight under 20 pounds and operation below 1,200 feet above ground level. The Black Hornet 3 weighs approximately 33 grams, roughly the weight of a small candy bar. It is, by a substantial margin, the smallest combat-fielded unmanned aircraft in operational use worldwide. Development of the Black Hornet family began in Norway in 2008 under Prox Dynamics, with the original PD-100 Black Hornet entering service with the British Army in 2012. The platform was acquired by FLIR Systems in 2016, and FLIR subsequently became part of Teledyne Technologies in 2021. The Black Hornet 3, released in 2018, represented a significant evolution over earlier variants, introducing a daylight camera, a thermal imaging core, and improved electromagnetic hardening for operation in contested environments. The platform has been continuously refined through operational feedback from deployed users across multiple theaters, with the most recent production configurations incorporating improvements learned from combat employment in Ukraine from 2022 onward. The Black Hornet 3 measures approximately 168 mm in length with a main rotor span of 123 mm. The airframe is a coaxial rotor helicopter design, with two counter-rotating main rotors stacked on a single mast. The fuselage is a slim composite structure housing the flight electronics, sensor payload, and battery. Total system weight, including the handheld controller and a second aircraft for continuous operations, comes in at approximately 1.3 kilograms, light enough for a single soldier to carry without affecting loadout. The platform's acoustic signature is described operationally as inaudible beyond a few meters, and its visual signature at typical reconnaissance altitudes is negligible against most backgrounds. Propulsion is electric, driven by a lithium polymer battery pack integrated into the airframe. The coaxial rotor configuration eliminates the need for a tail rotor, reducing parts count and improving reliability at the expense of mechanical complexity at the rotor hub. Endurance is approximately 25 minutes per flight under standard conditions, sufficient for a typical reconnaissance mission at tactical range. The battery is field replaceable, and the standard 2-aircraft kit allows continuous coverage by rotating airframes as batteries deplete. Operational temperature range covers environments from -10 to +43 degrees Celsius, accommodating most theaters of deployment without environmental conditioning. The Black Hornet 3 operates on a digital radio frequency control link between the aircraft and the handheld controller, with a maximum operational range of approximately 2 kilometers under favorable conditions. The platform uses GPS for navigation when GPS is available, with an inertial fallback for short-duration operations in GPS-denied environments. Waypoint navigation, altitude hold, and return-to-home functions are implemented in the autopilot. Control is assisted. The operator directs the platform without manually flying every control input, and the aircraft manages its own stability, attitude, and propulsion. The platform is designed for hand-launched takeoff from the operator's open palm, with landing executed either autonomously at a designated return point or manually under operator control. The sensor payload is the mission. The Black Hornet 3 carries 3 integrated imaging sensors, a high-definition daylight color camera, a low-light electro-optical camera for twilight and low-illumination operations, and a long-wave infrared thermal imaging core. Imagery is transmitted in real time to the operator's handheld display over the control link. The platform carries no weapons, no marking devices, and no active sensors beyond those required for imaging and navigation. Still imagery and video are recorded on board and on the controller for post-mission exploitation. The sensor suite is the entire strategic value of the platform, and it is tuned for the one job the Black Hornet was built to do. The Black Hornet 3 is built for close reconnaissance in support of the infantry squad or platoon. Typical missions include inspecting buildings before entry, observing positions behind cover, confirming the presence or absence of personnel in a structure, and providing real-time overhead imagery of an objective during the approach phase of an assault. The platform's silence, small visual profile, and rapid deployment from the operator's vest allow it to be committed and recovered within the span of a single tactical decision cycle. The mission is not long-range reconnaissance or persistent surveillance. The mission is removing the moment of blind entry from the close fight, the moment when a soldier has to cross a threshold without knowing what is on the other side of it. The Black Hornet family has been adopted by more than 20 military forces worldwide, including the United Kingdom, the United States, France, Germany, Norway, Australia, the Netherlands, and multiple other NATO and partner nations. The platform saw extensive deployment in Afghanistan from 2012 onward across multiple national contingents, and has been supplied to Ukraine in substantial quantities from 2022 onward, where it has been employed in urban reconnaissance, trench clearance support, and short-range observation of fortified Russian positions. Combat reports from deployed users consistently cite the platform's reliability and the specific capability it provides at the point of contact, where alternative reconnaissance options involve exposing a human operator to fire. The Black Hornet is a study in disciplined engineering. The design team made a single decision that shaped everything else. The platform would be small enough to carry without thinking about it. Every other specification cascaded from that decision. The endurance, the range, the payload, the sensor selection, the flight profile. A longer endurance Black Hornet would be a different platform for a different mission. A heavier Black Hornet would not be carried. The team held the constraint and built to it, and the result is a system that does exactly one thing with exceptional reliability. That is a form of engineering maturity that is rarer than it should be in an industry where feature creep is the default failure mode. Applying the 4-stack read methodology from the Drone Bible. Propulsion, electric, coaxial rotors, approximately 25 minutes of endurance. This is the tactical corner of the spectrum, minutes of flight, kilometers of range, silent acoustic signature. Guidance, RF command link with GPS and inertial backup. One primary guidance method. The platform dies when the link dies, which is accepted in exchange for the size and cost profile the mission requires. Sensors, triple sensor imaging suite, daylight, low light, and thermal in a 33-gram package. The sensor stack is the entire mission. No weapons, no EW, no SIGINT. A pure reconnaissance platform. Autonomy, Level 2. Supervised autonomy with operator in the loop for all mission decisions. Returns home on link loss. Does not operate autonomously beyond the engagement envelope of its operator. Integrated read, the Black Hornet 3 is the floor of the drone spectrum in 2026. A pure tactical reconnaissance platform designed to one decision, fit in a pouch, and executed to a standard most larger platforms would envy. It is not converging with anything. It is not trying to. It is holding the smallest corner of the mission space and holding it exceptionally well, which is a different kind of excellence than the convergence thesis usually celebrates, but an excellence worth recognizing on its own terms. But before you go, here is the URL for the datasheet for this drone. Make sure and download the free datasheet from the link shown on your screen.
Not bad for something that's 33 grams, huh? Pure reconnaissance, tactical corner of the spectrum. The bookends. This is a different kind of excellence. It's different than the Shaheds or the JASSMs, but it's excellence nonetheless. In a little bitty guy. Very important. Great weapon. Great use of being able to see what's around the corner and prepare yourselves. No surprises. Up next, we're going to be looking at Shield AI's approach to truly swarming the battlefield. Right now, if you have 500 Shahed drones flying towards a target, everybody says they're communicating. Well, they're not. It's not a swarm. Swarms have to talk to each other, make some decisions, and then move. Now, it's not like that at all. It's saturation. But the VBAT hive mind approach changes the entire equation. Make sure and subscribe if you want to be notified of the next videos that are coming up from the Drone Bible. I'm Peter Brusso, and I will see you in the next video.